Alrighty, so basically today we're going to be looking at some of the best SCP-096 games on Roblox, and let me just say that Roblox doesn't have the best variety of games including SCP-096. The games are really just demonstration places that show the physics and mechanics of SCP-096 and Roblox, whereas, there's no games generally based around escaping that SCP. Also, for those who need an intro, howdy, Raid here, welcome back to an all-new video, and I just gotta tell you all that if you enjoy watching these SCP Roblox videos, I make tons of content like this, and not a lot of you guys that watch my videos are subscribed, so, hit that subscribe button. But of course, if you did subscribe, remember to comment that down below and answer the question of the day. It won't hurt anybody. Alright, but back to talking about SCP-096. Everybody knows SCP-096 on Roblox. He's one of the more popular SCPs. His name is Shy Guy, and he looks like a simple, crying, thin white guy. But in reality, he is a monstrosity. Like, y'all don't know, but this guy will tear you apart to dreads. If you're new to the SCP universe and the lore, oh boy, you are in for a ride. The thing about Shy Guy is he's practically indestructible or immortal in a way. The SCP Foundation has tried to get rid of him, but it kind of didn't work. So basically, he's just chilling there. They got him captured and kind of do tests on him. Now there's one thing, Shy Guy usually doesn't attack people, but if you look at his face, say like just directly at his face or a picture of it, he is gonna murder you. So yeah, Shy Guy's fear factor and his popularity is pretty much the reason I'm making this video today. So yeah, let's get into the top Roblox SCP-096 games. So starting at number 5, we have Survival the SCP-096 The Killer. I don't know what kind of grammar that is in the title, but in the game itself, oh boy, it's pretty much one of those generic, like treehouse survival games. You've got tons of morphs. Maybe I want to dress up as Spider-Man to defeat 096, or maybe I'm gonna need a dubstep boombox. Yeah, I'm gonna play some Psycho Pig to kill SCP-096. That's pretty much how this game works. And then we've got some pizza. If you're in the middle of surviving and you get bored, you just eat some pizza. And I pretty much put this game on the list because it's the worst one and it is a total meme. Like, look at this. Look at this model. What is this thing? This literally looks like the final form of a Karen, and Jesus, he absolutely mutilated this guy. Now let's be real, SCP-096, he is not one of the prettier SCPs. Like, my man is, I don't even know what to say. Should we just get on to the next game? Number 4 on the list, we have MLG SCP-096 Zone 51. Now this is once again not one of the more serious ones that I put into the list. The next 3 games are going to be really nice and much better than this, but this one, it's, Area 51, but they called it Zone 51, and then they made 096 MLG. It all looks really weird, and once you drop down, I guess you're just chilling here. You gotta look for 096, and he's just wearing a fedora and has an MLG shirt, I guess. The game also gives you a bunch of gear, and to be honest, I don't think the Foundation is actually going to be using Roblox gear to take care of 096. And the thing is, 096 can be blasted to bits with a laser gun. Like, do remember that if you press number 7 for your laser gun, you can genuinely destroy 096. Now, of course, it ruins the purpose of the game, but hey, if you want more of a challenge, did I tell you that there are some zombies you could kill? It's of course a challenge everybody's gonna love, and 096 himself, to be honest, I don't even know what to say about this one. Let's just get on to the next one. So for this next one, we're already at number 3, and this one is just called SCP-096s. Now don't get me wrong, the game primarily looks like it's made out of free models, but it's made a lot better than most of the other SCP games on Roblox. Now when you go into the facility, you're like, hey, can I go inside? And no, you can't. Nothing works. Basically, 096 has escaped, and there's also a random Minecraft dirt house. You've got a crafting table. If you're trying to live here in the plains of SCP-096's domain, I guess it's a little survival shelter. And the game, it's definitely made really weirdly, but it's a lot better than most of them you'll find. It's definitely a lot better than the last 2. And you might ask, Raid, why is that? And that's basically because look at my boy SCP-096. He looks a lot more realistic. He dances for some reason. I really don't know why, but he's just vibing. I thought he'd have to be crying, but he's really just dancing. And also, the funniest thing is there are two SCP-096s. Now, the physics on them are completely broken. My boy runs through walls, gets stuck in stairs, and you're just wondering, is he no-clipping into the back rooms? And it's of course games like this that really question my mental state and why I'm still on Roblox. But yeah, that's SCP-096s for you. Now on to the next one. So now that we're on number 2, this next one is called SCP-096 TSG-PH Demonstration. Now once again, like I mentioned before, even though this is just a simple demonstration, it's still a pretty awesome game, and I think the lighting and everything that's put into it is really nice. Of course, somebody basically just popped SCP-096 out of the maze, but basically, the model for it, it's not that bad, it looks okay, and it chases people pretty well. So once you've opened the doors, you can go into the maze, and this is originally where SCP-096 is going to be found. Now, we're going to run out of here. Let's hope SCP-096 doesn't get to us. And the game is made really well. I personally like the maze, it's simple, and the SCP-096 model, it's clearly not a free model. It looks like it's built differently than most of the other ones. Now, the maze has different things, like you'll find a random iPhone and stuff, and even though it seems like a simple thing in the game, it's still really nice. So apparently the first time I came to SCP-096, he really didn't care. I had to come to him for a second time so that he would rise. By the way, did I tell you guys that when you run in this game, you can Naruto run? I know it's something else, it's kind of crazy, but hey, escaping SCP-096, I don't think you're really going to be caring how you're running. So yeah, when SCP-096 does catch up to you, there's a bunch of red around you that you'll see, and of course in my game, he kind of glitched through the door. But when he got to you, there's a bit of a jump scare, and with sound, I guess it is a little freaky. But after the first few tries of exploring the map, you'll definitely notice that this game has nothing to do other than just start viewing the SCP. And that way you can actually like spectate where it's going and stuff. It's pretty cool, and hey, I can see myself right there. Now, this game definitely competes for number 1. You guys should tell me down below if you guys think that this should have been number 1 or the first one should have been that. And speaking of the first one, let's get on to it. So with number 1, this one's called SCP-096 Demonstration. Fan Remake? And this game has 58 million views. Now, if you're wondering what's so good about this game, it's pretty much just a simple map, and when you get to SCP-096, the model for it does look pretty nice. And the fun thing is that it actually chases you really well. So when I came over, somebody had already stared at 096 and it was basically chasing them through the map, and it kind of tore them apart, I guess. Now when you look at 096, he'll start to wake up and you can pretty much run. The nice thing is that you can zoom out to find where SCP-096 is, to kind of run away from him. And as you can see on the red part of the map, SCP-096 will begin to run, and the speed of this SCP is just really fast. It's an absolute speed demon. I can literally see it chasing me, and as I try to run, there, it got me. There's literally no escaping. Now this was the number 1 category of the top Roblox SCP-096 games. I know they're not the best. I'll be looking for better SCP games in general soon for new videos. Now if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more SCP content. But yeah, it's been Raid, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Oh man, our car's fucked up. That was my favorite car. Without this, I'm not too sure that we could make it far. And I'm kinda stupid, so I also don't know where we are. And since we're both vegan, it's likely we're gonna starve. Well.